David De Gea, 7 shots on
He
target,
said
7
looking like he's
goals. You're in
trying to wing
goal.
this one into
Let's
the
go!
top.
Oh, play now!
Oh, he's laid it.
It's him! What are you saying, Shem?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Feels a bit weird having all the games on a Saturday.
Nah, that was chat. I think it must have been WSL or Ryder Cup. I saw
No,
that
it's
score.
both. It's both. It was Ryder Cup and WSL. Yeah, Ryder Cup and WSL had Sky
Yeah,
moving the schedule, which is fair enough.
fair enough. But yeah, nah, I saw that Saturday schedule. It's a bit shiesty.
It's
It's a bit
tasty.
like
It's tasty.
even the best games jumper can't really jump from like eight games. Like it's difficult. Nothing on TV.
Yeah, and but the thing about that single-handedly just feeds everybody, all the viewers, to go watch Match of the Day in the evening, to be fair, which is kind of old school. And we don't get a TV scheduling like that nowadays. Those are like from years ago, from like 2000 and like 2000 and day dot, to be fair. Like I'm talking like sixth form times.
Yeah, literally never get a run like
Six
that.
teams. You never get 6 teams playing on a Saturday, and at least four of the big six playing 3 o'clock kickoffs. That's very unheard of nowadays. But it was refreshing. I feel like it was good, because I think then you get more upsets when all the games are playing at the same time. No, you get more upsets. Sorry, all the games playing at the same time. You're kind of getting the feed through notifications or Gillette Soccer Saturday. And so you get a little bit, you're like, oh my gosh, Ringy just scored, and you can't really watch all the games at once. But it was good. Maybe I'm just saying that because we did okay this week.
He's saying if the thing wouldn't have slapped as hard if you're still having to check for the Arsenal score, still waiting for that first goal.
Yeah, it's still waiting for the update when you need a goal. Yeah, it's different to getting the update when you just want to score more.
Where do we start? I feel like we got to start in North London, but the white side.
I'm just tired, man. Sometimes I love what we do here, and I love my job behind the camera. But sometimes I just feel like, get me on camera, because when especially when they discuss the refereeing issue in the Premier League, I really sometimes feel like, get me in front of the camera, because they don't ask the right questions or sort of say the right. And then what they do say, they're very rarely critiqued.
What questions should they be asking?
Well, I firstly think what the media do in terms of trying to get a camera in front of the manager when they've clearly been cheated, I feel like it's a bit scandalous. I feel like that's the job of the punditry. The answer you want from a Jurgen Klopp that's angry, or Fabio Silva that's angry when they get cheated, or not Nathan Jones, or what's his name at the Wolverhampton manager when they get cheated by VAR. Get that soundbite from your punditry. But they tend to move soft with the punditry, and then they try to be persistent and get a bite out of the manager, trying to get a bite out of the manager, and it's weird. So
you put that camera in front of the manager's face when they're pissed off like that. You're trying to get them fanned. You want them to say something.
Yeah. So my thing is, you then go back to the studio or pitch side, and you get Gary Neville saying, yeah, Jurgen Klopp saying it doesn't mean anything for them to apologize to us now. I think that's not nice, because it means a lot for you. A lot of people in football don't come and own up. What are you talking about? And him coming out a lot. Yeah, he said, "Oh, it means," because Jurgen Klopp said it means nothing now. The apology, the PGML statement, it means nothing to us. Did you give Wolves back the point? No. Did you give us back a point? No. It means nothing. So there's no point in saying the apology. So Gary Neville comes out and says, "I feel like we must be thankful that at least they come and admit a statement, because it takes a lot to say you're wrong, to hold your hands up and say you're wrong. And I'm not for people obviously losing their jobs. Don't think that should be the case. I'm really against people losing their jobs." The first question I'd have put to Gary Neville is this: if I work for your production company and I consistently make errors, do you scold me and then keep bringing me and training me and keep bringing back, or do you get rid of me? And if that's the case in point, how many managers have you scolded at Salford United, since you don't like people losing their jobs? Because people come and say these stupid comments with no basis and it's unchallenged. Andros Townsend, it's first time on TV, so I don't expect much from him as a pundit. He's saying, "Oh, by the letter of the law," and you're a former footballer. You're saying, "By the letter of the law, it should have been a red card." Whether it should have been a red card or not, shouldn't have been a red card is not even the point. The point is, too many games are being decided by random random people, like random old white men, and it's a cartel. Like, let's call it what it is. It's a cartel. You have you have professional footballers, you have professional managers, you have these big clubs which are businesses, worldwide businesses, and the Premier League is the biggest export in England. In England, it's the biggest export. You can't tell me otherwise because it touches so many industries. It touches betting, it touches TV rights, touches kit sales, touches businesses that span the world. It's the biggest export. And you have about 30 middle-aged white men deciding huge outcomes. It's crazy because you have, if they're not amateur anymore, so they're professional. Obviously, they've been made professional in recent years, not about 10 years ago or whatever. Cool. And if that's the case, get the best referees you can. They get the best referees you can. Why is it limited to a selective form of Englishmen? It's a selective group of Englishmen. Why isn't it spanning across? Why isn't it spanning across the world? Why are you not allowed to apply it as one of the best referees in the world? Why are you not to apply and then become a Premier League referee? That's one thing. And if you can't do that, if you want to keep it within the same cartel, if you want to keep it within the same cartel of referees, then they have to be accountable. It can't have Howard. They've got one thing right in getting Howard Webb, because when he speaks, people listen. When it was Mike Riley, it was a joke. But having Howard Webb is like a significant figure. Cool. Then hold these people to their decisions and make them accountable. You're blaming technology. Sorry, you're blaming technology, but technology seems to work everywhere else except from here, because they said they can't adopt.
Never been the technology. It's always been the people running the
The
technology.
personnel.
It's always been the people running the technology, and I think it's not unfair to say, as you said, like nobody wants to see somebody lose their job. By the end of the day, like we have to just
Stop saying that line. Stop saying that line.
Stop. We have to accept and admit the people that are running this technology have been incompetent at it, and unless you make it, like, unless you do the changes on, I think this, like, at this point, and this winds into the wider context of you're having more and more added time. You're having stricter referees. Like, you can't say nothing to referees nowadays where without
You're
getting
just
a yellow
making them
card.
less accountable. They're making them less accountable for awful decisions.
And at this point, I feel like it's gonna have to come to a point where you get outside referees, because it's not a case of this referee's English or he understands to get, like, the Premier League has been more multicultural. It's been having players exported.
Don't tell me about like losing English culture because you change the rest. Because if there's 23 players on the pitch, about 7 of them are English. What are you talking about?
It's getting to the point now where it has to be something like that. Maybe it's the case where you need referees from outside of England, because
it's not maybe you do, because they're the best refs, and you need the best refs in the best leagues.
The standard of what's happening with VAR in terms of, even it's just in terms of consistency, that no matter how much they've tried, they can't nail down a consistent handball rule. They can't nail down a consistent decision. Is getting so ridiculous in the sense that they're reading from their own books. Like, referees are going rogue at this point. I don't think it's unfair to say referees are going rogue and they're making decisions that's not in line with what other referees are doing. Because when I see, this isn't even me just being salty about the United decision, but when I see Romero's handball being given like as a penalty for Arsenal, and then I see Romero's penalty not being given against us, is like, it's exactly the same motion, exactly the same thing, exactly the same player, and it's two completely different outcomes. And it's just like, you're like, the referees are clearly doing their own thing.
I think at a certain point, go on.
Howard Webb at a certain point has to get his house in order, because the referees right now are playing by their own rule books, and you can't have that. You can't have referees doing their own thing, making decisions, because when one thing happens, you can easily compare it. Like, how the hell has that decision been made? And then
there's so many symmetrical decisions that get different outcomes, and it is crazy. Let's get some comment. Firstly, housekeeping, guys. If you're in here, share the link on your group chats. Get some people in here. Get the conversation going. Right now, we're talking about the state of refereeing and how we can change it. CJ, let's get the comments. CJ, furious Liverpool fan here. Referees are public figures just as much as players and coaches these days. Let's get post-match interviews from them. So he's saying he would like them to be more accountable. more accountable. PGMOL is run by the most scandalous ref in Premier League history. Why are we surprised? CJ's going off here clearly. Why are we not adopting the Champions League offside system? So we're not adopting the Champions League offside system because the Premier League said that their system at the time was more thorough. Like they pitched it, they had a look at it. The Champions League and the World Cup automated, so they said it's more thorough. Now I do. This is what I'm saying. They're just running. This is run by. So people, when you come out and you say stuff like we don't want to see people lose their jobs, yes we do. If you can't do the job, so stop saying we don't want to see people. Many people have lost their jobs and been fine. Like many people, you have lost. Like you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
The person I was doing VAR was refereeing in Saudi Arabia 2 days before the Liverpool match. So he's like
Darren England. Who is it?
I can't remember. Oh, who was it?
Darren England.
Sure.
Darren England was the referee. Darren England removed? Yeah, Darren England has been removed from duty following his insignificant mistake. Yes, Darren England. He's been dropped.
Yeah, no, he was 2 days.
He was the lead. He was the lead VAR person in that room, and then his assistant. It was Darren England. He's been dropped. At what's his name? Is it Simon Hooper, the main referee that was in the game? And Simon Hooper was the referee. He was the one. Simon Hooper did Man United versus Wolves. He got dropped for 2 games. He's back again. He's gonna get dropped again because he made horrific decisions. Aside, go on.
Darren England was the VAR and Cook was the second assistant referee for Al Ayn's victory over Sharjah, which took place just 48 hours before the Tottenham and Liverpool match.
Bro, the tweet you tweeted when he said when you said the guy was on the way back from the bug. I kid you not, yeah. I kid you not. Obviously, he wouldn't have gone toilet, but I think when, like, for example, you're watching TV and you just blink. Like, he slept on the job. Like he put his phone up. Like he would.
Like they got to the decision so quickly. It was just like more time you see the line, like especially when it's a goal, you see the line.
They got. Sorry to interrupt you. They did it so quick. I questioned myself. I questioned what I saw. Like and when it's so obvious normally, they still take ages. They actually still take ages. So this one, I was like, oh, he must have been like 5 yards offside. So fair enough, they did it quick. Then I saw the replay, or I saw the freeze frame on the timeline on X. I was like, wait, what?
Bro.
Nah.
Like,
No.
I can't lie. After United losing, I needed a dumb reason to celebrate. I needed something to, but this one just feels shy. Like I should be enjoying this Liverpool loss, but it's just shasty because I know these sort of decisions are gonna come back.
It's coming your way. If you celebrate it, it's coming your way. Ricky Bowley says referee needs to be a results business. You can't make costly decisions and hold zero accountability. I think everybody's more or less saying the same thing. Do you think, Hugo Perry, do you think they're gonna release the audio? That's a great question.
Do you think they're gonna in the room at the time, bro? There was nobody in that VAR room. I promise you.
I honestly believe your tweet where like they was busy doing something else. They was busy doing something.
I was in the club. That was in one of the Tottenham clubhouses getting a drink. 100%. They was either going to toilet or they was getting a drink. They was doing something they shouldn't be doing. I didn't watch
Hugo Perry says yesterday Liverpool, today Brentford. I didn't watch this game. So was there another scandalous decision today?
Wissa probably should have got a penalty. Well, he definitely should have got a penalty. He robbed the ball off of Turner. Turner kicks him, but doesn't give him a penalty. And I think there was a handball decision earlier as well that could have easily. Again, with handball, it's like whatever the referee decides on the day.
Listen, for me, getting offside wrong is a bit disgusting, because offside at these handballs, red cards and fouls, it's like, okay, interpretation. Let's have a discussion. Let's have a talk. Let's have a conversation. Offside, I can't lie. It's like it's either offside or you're not. And we see it in the Champions League. We see it in the World Cup. It works perfectly. When it goes to the hologram, it changes to the hologram and they pan it, and it's like boom, offside. We move on. Like we literally move on. The only time we've had an issue with technology is when someone didn't switch on the goal machine. When Dean Smith, remember Aston Villa's Dean Smith? Someone didn't switch on the Hawkeye that day, and that's been it.
Get off of that.
I was gonna just make a point. They're not gonna release the audio footage because you saw the puff piece. that Gary Neville and that did when they went down to Stockley Park and they were showing us that they have a gym and a ping pong table down there, but they weren't showing us. They weren't showing us like the real nitty gritty stuff. They weren't showing that to us.
Now you gotta put this in the suggestion box at Sky, Shem. It's time. It's time. Tell them we've had enough of the puff pieces. It's time to ask the real question to these referees. Shame for the players who train and work so hard for the referees to take the game away from you. Hey, I can't lie. Hold that. I'm
All
not
right, let's
going
get into the.
hold
Let's
that.
get into the. So we've basically discussed. So we have the people saying accountability, like they should do interviews, and we've had me and you in the same camp, more or less saying just get the best referees in the world, change the personnel. We've got international managers and players, get international refs, and let's change it. Let's move on to the game, Banks. Or do you have one more thing to say?
No.
On
I
VAR?
was literally just gonna because I think of the two, Jones's one has been debated heavily, more heavily about whether it should have been a red card.
All
Because
decisions were scandalous because Giotta's first yellow card was a joke.
yeah,
Was a joke. Was an absolute joke. You can't say, and that accumulation thing. I'm tired of hearing that shit. If you're not gonna give me, don't say, oh, I've accumulated loads of fouls. It's either a yellow card or not. I don't. That's not even a thing. They just made that up. Because if I whack you up in the first pause, if I tackle you in the first 2 minutes of a game, yeah, it's like, oh, we just started. Let me not give him a yellow card. That doesn't make sense. It's a foul. It's a yellow card.
very
Back.
quickly.
Sorry.
At least I wanted to get this point off. Getting international refs will do nothing within this ref system. Why not? Why do you think that
He's
this
saying because CJ said earlier the PGML still have like the final say on refereeing in England. So even if they outsource, they get the best refs in the world, get professional best refs in the world. That what you're saying, CJ, I get what you're saying, but no, that doesn't make sense because they still referees they command a certain type of authority in the Champions League, yeah. That and they don't really fucked around with. Like you can't really bully them. I don't see them getting bullied in Champions League to making horrendous decisions. We can literally name the outlandish decision in Champions League, and they span like 2 decades, which is that's for me that's calm enough of a success rate. Like we say Van Persie, we say Chelsea versus Barcelona, we say specific things, but we don't really have like every game week. We don't go into them. They will still draw the wrong lines. That's that's even if you get a line. Yeah, so I was gonna say more so on the game. Let's move to the Tottenham versus Liverpool. Can I just say Tottenham won, but there's no positives for me aside the win from Tottenham because you played 75 minutes against we played 75 minutes with a man advantage. You played 20 minutes against 9 men. You played about you played about 50 minutes against 10 men. And throughout that whole time, Liverpool dominated. Maybe the last 10 minutes, the last 20 minutes, Liverpool didn't dominate. But for the majority of the game, with Liverpool having a man less, they dominated you away.
Yeah, I think Tottenham struggled heavily with having to defend against less people. Obviously, Liverpool went into their banks, made it difficult for them, and they just didn't really have a way of
Saying
breaking.
Liverpool, it's simplistic to say Liverpool went into their banks because
They did.
Liverpool Liverpool went into their banks when they went 9 men. When Liverpool were 10 men, they still popped them.
Yeah,
Nothing changed. They got popped. It wasn't like Liverpool parked it and were trying to hit them on the counter. Liverpool was passing, making the same passing movements and popping Tottenham. And Tottenham were very scared. They showed how small they were playing at home against less men, and they were still scared and confused. Basuma, solid player, good player, but he played awful. He was awful.
What do you think was wrong with Basuma's performance? Ted says quickly, bruv, how the hell Liverpool still look the better team though. This is why I ain't worried about Spurs.
That's the honest truth. Like Spurs can enjoy this now, but like they will get what's actually coming to them in the future because you can't struggle against 9 men or 10 men and tell me it's because Liverpool defended well. Because I think Liverpool were just efficient and they didn't defend like let's get into 2 banks of 4. Let's make it hard for them. Liverpool played their game and defended as men, just professionally. Let's be honest. So let's not spin this any sort of Ange ball. There was no ball being played. The best passages of play I saw came from Liverpool with less men. And I think Basuma didn't play and he wasn't poor, sorry. He didn't play as they played better against Arsenal. And he didn't play well because firstly, I think he goes into the first challenge with Salah. Salah waits is in 2 minutes in, and I'm thinking, oh crap, let's okay. And then I feel like from there he was rocked. He didn't basically take authority of the game in which he did when Rice came off against Arsenal. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. And I feel like Liverpool were very, very good.
Yeah, nah. Liverpool, even when they went down to 10 men, you're right, they were still popping and they were still creating chances, but it means nothing when you don't leave with the three. You're right in the sense that it could lead to Spurs being exposed later on down the line, but for Spurs it's just important. Like I can't remember the last time they beat Liverpool. I think the last time I've been
It was the
2019.
4-1.
Was the 4-1. I feel like that's 2019.
It was Wembley. It was Wembley. Yeah, it was 4-1. It was
Yeah.
Wembley.
So for Spurs, it's just about breaking that hoodoo and getting the win, because you're right. I
didn't believe they were gonna score.
I didn't
Let's be
see where the
honest.
win was coming from. I didn't see where it was coming from. Like even like I remember it must have been maybe 15 minutes ish to go, and they were still like playing through the
And he took
center.
up Ange wanted to play. Ange, let's talk about Ange taking off Son and Madison going against 9 men. Let's be on. Come on.
What do you
Or
think they
going
should have?
against 10 men. I think maybe 10 men at the time, but you had a man advantage. You did the same thing against Arsenal. Obviously, it was 11 versus 11, so we thought, you know what? You've never got a result against Arsenal in the Emirates. You're at home, and you didn't go for the kill against 10 men. Then it went to 9 men.
It's
just small. It's small.
With Madison's been injured, so I can imagine he maybe didn't have the capacity. I don't know what he
It was okay.
I don't know about Son, but yeah, he's been taken off Madison and Son recently, which is
the best chances came from Liverpool, who are the away side, and the best chances came from Liverpool, who were a man down. So fair play to Liverpool. They must feel hard done by, because there's no way they deserve to even draw that match. I think they should have won.
Nathan says Spurs are pretenders. Spurs didn't think they were getting 4 points from the last 2 games, yet here we are. Tez says, think he's managing his fitness. Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
All right, but okay, fair enough. But I think yeah, I think Spurs should have definitely lost that game. But fair enough, they're where they are, and then yeah, people are saying they're in the title race, or like they're trying to force them into the title race.
I don't think Spurs are race.
They're there in it. They're as in they're where they are in the table, 7 games in. But they should be happy with their thing. I think they're how many points difference is they this season than they were last season? Because with 6 games in, they had the same points. They had 14 points. I don't think they won their 7th game last season. So I feel they had 3 more points than last season. But they're good. They're making the Prem interesting. So I like what they're doing over there.
Jim saying, wouldn't be too critical. Spurs probably their worst performance of the season.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Yeah, nah. That's what I'm saying. Like for Spurs, they just needed to get out of this game with a win against Liverpool, because, as you said, they broke their hoodoo against Arsenal.
You can't play against 9 men and talk to me about breaking the hoodoo.
Hey, as you said, bro, Liverpool could have easily won this game. You said it. They could have easily won this game. And
it shouldn't be easy for Liverpool to win a game with 9 men.
That's
worrying.
All season we've been talking about fair margins, and Liverpool go from possibly.
And let's be honest, it was 12 men versus 9, because the referee was fully on their side, like fully.
Spurs had 14 points at this stage last season after 6 games. Spurs had
banner up, man. Let's get a banner up. All right, cool. So, yeah, what can we say about Liverpool? Are they in the mix? Obviously, they're still 1 point or 2 points behind City.
Somebody said it in it. Somebody said all the title contenders lost yesterday. What do you think? Do you think that's accurate, or
like... No, because Man United lost.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm just like,
no.
Somebody said it in it. It wasn't me. It was somebody did say that all the title contenders lost, and is that omen? Is that like something? Is that like linked? Is that I don't know? Like I just feel like the energies are linked to once.
All right, there's nothing linked. There's nothing there. There's nothing. You lot aren't good.
Somebody said
let's talk about since you want to bring up Man United, let's do it. Right. So, okay, to give a bit of context, you lot played Crystal Palace on Tuesday. And you were quite comfortable. You beat them 3-0 or whatever. I'm seeing Dango, I'm seeing Hannibal, I'm seeing certain players on the pitch. I'm thinking Man United played their second team, they popped Palace. But I didn't watch the game, and little did I know when I look back on it now, a lot of your main players played that game, bar Dan, Gore, and Hannibal, and City played. Palace played their second team, and you popped them, rightly so. So this game, I thought it was going to be comfortable because I didn't think there would be a big drop, big difference between the Palace's performance then and this one. But they ended up beating you at the fortress that you said is Old Trafford. Because remember, a couple of weeks ago you said, "No, we don't really tend to lose. We don't lose at Old Trafford really." So,
You don't.
but they Crystal Palace beat you there,
They
and
did.
I'm shocked because if I'm gonna be honest, they're your, they're your team, but Palace aren't good.
That's our bogey team, low key. We got a couple
No,
bogeys.
don't miss me with
We
that.
are.
Palace aren't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Palace aren't good. Palace are just. Let's just cut it. I don't. No, I don't. Let's not talk about. But let's not talk about bogeys. Palace just aren't good. Yeah, and there should be no way that you're losing to Crystal Palace at home.
We shouldn't be, but here we are.
So now and then. Okay, so the discourse after the game. Now I'm fully. People are backing out the banner. Not the match day fans, but on the TL, people are backing out the banner. Banks, I know where you stand with Eric Ten Hag, but why do you think people are so quick to say they want him out?
Because people are acting as if they haven't seen this whole cycle where we keep blaming managers and we keep pretending as if all the managers
This is funny.
all the managers we hire is just I got a runny nose, all these bogey teams. Fair enough. It's the easy thing to do right now. It's the easy thing to do to blame the manager and let the players get away scot free. And it's like, this is not me saying Ten Hag doesn't have to face questions, because as you're right, there's no reason we should be losing to Palace at home. There's no reason, but I'm not like, people want to say sack the manager. I'm not with that, because we'll just be in this cycle again. We'll get another manager.
Yeah.
I was going through this with one of some of my boys, and was just like, this is kind of the reason why I'm just like, I'm not Eric Ten Hag out, because we've done Saf's choice, which was Moyes, didn't work. We've done the unknown quality in Van Gaal, didn't work.
I don't think you're going to a better place if you get rid of Eric Ten Hag, basically. I don't, and I agree with you. You don't. But the problem here is, let's not talk about that. Is he a good coach?
Yeah, I think he's a good coach.
Why?
Why? Discounting what I've seen this season. There's nothing to suggest.
Why are we discounting 7 games? Why are we discounting 8 games, 9 games?
Because 7 or 9 games is a much smaller sample size than what we've seen from his career previously. Like, as I said, I'm not judged. Like, if you're asking me, is he a good coach? I think he's a good coach based on what I've seen previously.
Why? So tell us what you've seen. What's good about his coaching?
He drills his teams. All, like, I don't think there's many players that have said bad things about him post, like, once he's left. He's always got rave reviews from his players.
So he's a nice guy.
No, it's not about being a nice guy. It's about being a good coach. And all of his.
So tell me what you've. So as a fan, obviously you're not there on the training ground. So, but from what you can see as a fan, what's good about him? Because I can tell you what's good about Arteta, and I can tell you what's bad. What's good about Eric Ten Hag in the sample size? Because you want to discount these 9 games. I'll let you have it.
Yeah. Again, I can't explain what's going on this season, because this season this looks all over the place. But last season he had us drilled. He had us playing pretty decent football, considering the players that we had at our disposal. I'm considering injury, but it looks like a team. It looked a lot more like a team compared to what we was experiencing previously with.
Banks, you know what? I've seen you talk confidently, and I've seen you talk with your chest when you know what you're talking about. And what you said there, you didn't sound confident in your man. You didn't sound confident in your man. Why I say that is,
this is not me saying Eric Ten Hag has got us playing free flowing football, or that. I'm not even sure if that's the end goal for Ten Hag. He's always like, the idea I had of Ten Hag previously compared to, like, he's actually he wants to win, and he's not afraid to do it the ugly way as well. Like, he wants to win. So, like, this is not me saying he's gonna his aim is to get us playing free flowing football. He's always said he wants us to do the counter pressing thing, like win the ball up high, do it like that. And yeah,
all right,
like,
let's get through some of this. Let's get through some of these comments to give it. Is that now Palace and Brighton have spun? Oh, okay. Nathan, United got a running nose. Okay, honest Grant. Wait, no, this is a good one by Nathan. Have any players improved under Ten Hag's tenure thus far? Just
Luke
name
Shaw,
them.
Luke Shaw was excellent last season. Rashford was excellent.
Improved. We've seen that from Rashford before. Improved.
Improved.
Yeah.
So you don't think Rashford improved under Ten Hag last season?
No. We had a
Then,
purple patch.
then we
Had a
okay. Then
purple patch. Have we not
listen,
had a purple patch before?
a 30 goal purple patch. Are you insane?
Yeah. Rashford started playing.
Say that again. Say that again. Say that again. Say that again. Just say that. Say that 30 goal purple patch sentence again.
Rashford had a purple patch last season.
No, say he had a 30 goal purple patch, a 30 goal, 11 assist purple patch. Say that sentence without like laughing.
So was that consistent for
No,
you?
say
Like
that
that was
sentence. Say that
consistent.
sentence. I want to see like if you can say it without laughing.
I don't think I would call that a 30 goal or 11 assist purple patch.
That's what he got last season. So if you're saying that's
I
a
think
purple,
Rashford wasn't. I don't think Rashford was consistent. Rashford started playing well literally after the World Cup, like around Feb, and then towards the end of the season he tailed off.
he literally came back from the World Cup and scored like 11 and 11. What are you talking about when he started playing well?
So when was the World Cup? Okay, sorry, January. So January to April he was
Came
good.
back in December. Came back in December.
Yeah.
And up until you're saying up until February, that's when he played well.
He had a good 4 months, Banks.
Okay, good 4 months. So you're saying, so wait, let me just make sure you had a 30 goal, 11 season purple, 11 assist purple patch. That's what you're telling me.
All right, I'm wrong. Hold on, let's get in the
No,
comments.
I'm asking you. I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Um,
He's not. He's inconsistent. Ten Hag out is an idiot thing. That's what T said. United are facade. Last season you and Rashford had a purple. Last season you had a Rashford purple patch. Oh, okay then. Type Ugo Perry. It wasn't a purple patch, right? So now Rashford is off form. No saving you, man. Because how can a team who won a trophy last season finish a year later despite all this investment? Look, finished a year later despite all this investment. Unfortunately, United just don't have a style of play. No matter who you buy or sign, it doesn't seem to change. Ricky said, "Banks, stop this." Joey Essence said, "How many Ten Hag performances can you wholeheartedly say you've been impressed with, win or lose?" There's a lot of questions. And let me skip some of this. How the hell did he improve Rashford? Yet this season he's back to his old self. Banks, in fact, compare your style of play to other big teams. Rashford is a typified United play shit and score. Listen, you don't need to respond to all of that, but to answer the question of who Ten Hag has improved, I don't think you can wholeheartedly say he's improved a lot of players or he's improved several players within the side. I feel like, and especially this season more so than ever, the good he's done from last season is becoming a little bit questionable because you already had the question marks over. Ten Hag is bad in game for me. Ten Hag's eye for talent is awful, and it ties into the first point about him being bad for in game. He doesn't have a plan B, kind of like the first point. You lot strengths still tie into you on the fast break or you on the counter attack, which is very much linked to how you complain and played with. Talked about Ollie. The personnel in the back line improved significantly, and that's why you got results last year, plus Rashford's purple patch. And I think if we're going to be honest, that's the truth. Because I don't know how you go from last season's team to add into a few more additions, which everybody in United said has even made the team better with the additions, and you're worse off. It's because of a certain man's purple patch and a couple personnel missing from the back line, and it's all gone to shit.
all right, cool. You said your piece.
Yeah, I'll
You
keep
said
quiet. I'll keep still.
you said we've gotten worse despite adding a few players. Again, I would love to see us with the fully fit, like with the fully fit players, with all like, and again, this is not me discounting because you've made some good points. As I said earlier in the stream, I don't think Ten Hag should not be questioned because there's no reason to be losing to Palace at home. But if you're gonna go about and say we've had a fully fit squad to start this season and get into actual rhythm of playing games, I'll just say I'll look at you crazy because again, I think in terms of fullbacks, Luke Shaw been injured all season. Aaron Wan-Bissaka now injured in all season. Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez have played like one game together all season. Midfield, Mason Mount missing for time. On the right wing, bare issues on the right wing. Hoyland's only starting recently. It's like again, this is not me. This is not me saying, and this is not me saying our squad isn't good enough to be picking up. But in terms of actually seeing what we want from Ten Hag, I'm willing to wait until he's got that fully fit squad to actually see if it looks crap once we've got all the
All right,
players.
thanks.
I'll hold it.
Quickly, just to intercept. Name the fully fit XI.
Name the fully fit XI.
Yeah, so as in if everyone's fit at United, name it. How does it look? Just name it. Just off the top.
Onana,
yeah.
Shaw, Lisandro, Varane, the latter Wan-Bissaka.
Okay, so that could be either or. Okay, then Amrabat, Casemiro,
Bruno,
Rashford,
Højlund, and then Mount or Anthony.
Okay, so now we're waiting for Varane and Martinez. Who did you say you want left back? Sure.
Sure.
So Varane playing now? Varane's around, isn't he?
Yeah.
So we're waiting for Luke Shaw, Martinez, and everyone else is fit. Because Mount is back now. Mount is back now. You said on the right wing, who did you want? Mount.
Or probably Ahmad. Oh my god. We don't speak Ahmad.
So wait, my point is you're saying because of two players now.
I'm saying I want to see a fully fit squad given a run. Again, if it looks shit after we've got our players back and the squad is actually and it doesn't look like it's improving, I'll hold my hands up and say, you know what, maybe there's just no saving these guys. And I'm not even in the mood to defend any of these players. Like it sounds like I'm defending these players.
Why can't you just say they're not good enough? Because you know the excuse you gave that you're waiting for two players.
I want to proven that it's not good enough. I want to see all of the players back, and then because if I say it now, and we haven't given Ten Hag the chance to work with all the players, the injuries
I think
we've had to deal with to start the season. I'm sorry, but it's been a lot. So if it gets to the point where we get those players back, and it still looks crap, fair enough. I'll hold my hands up, but at this point, it's not a case of we've had all our players for an extended period. Respectfully, Arsenal fans should question ETH coachability. Reason I say this is because of MA for 2 seasons, his coaching was suspect. However, as time progressed, he got rid of the players he didn't want or fit into his vision. Now they say Arsenal play the best football in the league. Fair enough.
Hold on, let me cook tease. Let me cook for him. Let me come for him. Because I wanted you to read that, so I'm not biased. Quickly, pause. Yo. Secondly, I was going to say, T, this is a good point you tried to raise, and you tried to save it there, but you're still wrong. Because in them 2 seasons that Mikel Arteta was coaching was questionable, his coaching was very questionable in how he dealt with players who questioned him. And his coaching was questionable because we didn't have the personnel to play. Yeah, there's some things he did wrong, but as good things he did right is he made us play through the right-hand side. Because I remember at that time, we had Unai Emery and everything came from the left. It would go from Kolasinac to Aubameyang. And then he sorted out the Aubameyang situation, not get rid of him, but the whole, is he going to play left wing? Is he going to play up front? And also, one of the crucial things Arteta did was he tightened us against set pieces. We would always concede corners, and then he patterned the defense in terms of set pieces and then in-game defending. So you could see some things starting to improve. And that's why he's clearly a better coach than Erik ten Hag.
Okay, it just sounded like waffle to me, but Fairs, he said.
But when I asked you to name your man's strengths, you're talking about he's a nice guy.
Yeah, you're saying he passed the ball to Saka. He passed the ball to your best player. Well done.
No, he didn't pass the ball. Saka was playing left. This is why you're silly. Saka was playing left wing back then. Saka was playing left wing back then. What are you talking about? Saka was playing left wing back, and we had Pepe playing right. So Saka wasn't even there. Saka wasn't even there. He was saying he said the first 2 seasons. Didn't he say the first 2 seasons? What's wrong with you?
The first two seasons, Saka was playing that left wing back thing, and he moved to the right wing, and that's when he got started playing to the right.
And who moved him there?
Arteta. But I'm saying,
so what are you talking about? So what are you talking about?
My boy talking about that's what he did. Oh my god,
you're a lazy man. I said that wasn't a taxi, and this is why
I'm not better than this. I'm not. You don't think too highly of me.
Let's go. And I'm back to one point because T's interrupted. You said you're waiting for 2 players to get 2 more players. Let me finish.
I'm waiting for a fully fit squad. That's what I'm waiting.
You're waiting for a fully fit. No one has a fully fit squad.
No, but nobody. Well, let me not say nobody, but the injury run that we've gone on.
Name one team that has a fully fit squad.
It's not about a run again. It's about majority of the players that we need getting back into.
Okay, so that means you're waiting for 2 players. Who the majority of players you need?
We signed Amrabat 2nd of September. He makes his debut last week. This is just a case of
Okay, so you're waiting for Amrabat to get sharp. You're waiting for
It's not about
Martinez to
it's
come
not
back.
about
And you're
it's
waiting for
not about
Shaw.
it's
So
not
who are
about
you waiting for?
It's not about Amrabat getting sharp. It's just about having the squad, of it. If we look at our back line, look at the availability of
Oh
our
my
back line.
God.
It's
So what did I
depleted.
say? So what did I say? I said, so you're waiting for a fully fit squad.
I'm,
And my point to that is nobody has a fully fit squad, but
no,
nobody has a fully fit squad.
nobody has a fully fit squad, but most teams don't deal with an injury crisis the way we've had to deal with one to start the season. And again, it sounds like I'm making excuses for this
You
team.
are making
I
excuses.
really don't want to make excuses
You
for this
are
team.
making some
I just want you
lazy
to
excuses.
I just want you to recognize. And accept it's been an injury crisis to start the season. There's a difference between injuries and an injury crisis. I lie. Is there a difference?
Your best squad conceded 7 goals. What are you talking about?
Our best squad had Weghorst starting up front. Cool.
Your best squad conceded 7 goals. This is
Our
the
best
squad that you
squad.
said Tan Hag did well with.
We're saying our best squad had Weghorst starting up front. That's what we're telling
And
me.
And Rasmus is starting now, and nothing's changed. Listen to me, bro.
So, but when I tell you, I just want to see a run. Forget about individual players. Let's start getting some players back. If again, I'm willing, as I said, I've always said,
City don't have a City
I'm
squad
not in
is
the business of making or changing my judgment after 7 games. Maybe you are, but if we can just get a run, and I see.
So you still think you're gonna win the league then?
I don't think we're gonna win the league. But
So you are changing your judgment. Because you said you're gonna win the league.
No, I still want to believe it. I still want to. I'm not changing, man.
So you are changing your judgment
I'm not
because
changing it, bro. I'm not changing it.
I want to die on this hill.
I'll die on this hill, bro. I'll always die on the hill. One thing about me, I'll die on the hill. I'll get my gravestone put on the hill. I'll do it.
I don't know why you're talking about squad when you've seen De Zerbi have a more depleted squad. You've seen
De
Zerbi rotate.
I saw De Zerbi get whacked up this weekend.
And they're still better than you lot.
De Zerbi get whacked up.
And they're still better than you lot.
About De Zerbi, you'll bring all of De Zerbi's good results, and you won't bring when he gets smacked up by West Ham.
But they're still better than you.
That does not matter to me, bro. Boy,
it does because it does.
You're 100% right. De Zerbi's coaching his squad well, but stop bringing De Zerbi to me as if he's like some flawless. As if he's some flawless.
Here's why: De Zerbi's performances have been better, and De Zerbi's results. His results and performances have been better than Ten Hag, even if he gets it wrong. They've both been better.
Better than Ten Hag, get finished below Ten Hag in the league. That makes sense to you. Take that stupid headphone off your head and tell me that makes sense to you.
What did you say? What did you?
His results and performances have been better than Ten Hag, yet finished below Ten Hag. How does that make sense? Tell me how that makes sense.
Okay, so you're telling me so De Zerbi's so Ten Hag's better than De Zerbi, yeah?
So don't try to answer the question. How does that make sense? Answer the question. How does that make sense?
Ten Hag's better than De Zerbi.
He's coached his team well. I don't mind if you say he's got his team playing very exciting football, but I hate.
To be honest, because it's not. I think that's a stupid question. What you're asking me.
I don't bring up all of this. Like you don't look at all of it. He's got Brighton playing amazing football, 100%. You got Brighton playing very good football, but he also has flaws as well, just like any other manager. So don't.
Yeah, but his strengths are better than Ten Hag's strengths, and his flaws are less than Ten Hag's flaws.
Okay, cool.
And that's it. Because you're talking about he finished lower. You said he finished lower, but then Klopp finished lower. Is Ten Hag better than Klopp?
No, but
Ten Hag better than Klopp.
He clearly did have a better season
than Klopp
last season, then did he?
Moving the goalpost, man.
I'm not moving the goalpost. You are. You went from making one silly point to asking is De Zerbi better than Ten Hag. I'm not asking that. I'm saying talk about De Zerbi as a whole. Don't just say, oh yeah, he's got his team, but then
I'm talking about De Zerbi as a whole, and I said that his flaws,
You've not talked about De Zerbi's flaws once. You've not talked about De Zerbi's flaws once, and that's okay because you want to just see the positive in people. I understand that. You must you want to see the positive in people, but for me, when you're talking about a coach, talk about all of it. Do all of it. Don't just say, oh yeah, plays amazing football, but there's a chance he might lose 6-1. Just assess all of it. Just assess all of it. If you think you just drop him into
point blank, Eric Ten Hag is not getting anywhere near as good of a outcome from his players compared to Roberto De Zerbi, and that's just it. And you have better players on paper than them. So that for me just shows that you're not that good. Let's move on. Because
so nasty. Brian held 6, you man held 7. Is the battle of the mid. Fair enough.
Because if you want to do that, And then they didn't get a two. Yeah, and he didn't get a two. Let's call it what it is, and let's give it context. He didn't get that as much money as Tanak. Tanak spending 90 mil on and bro. Anyway, let's go to the last one. So City lose 2 games in a row. Yeah, you need to talk to me about this Rodri fella. Is that the issue?
He lost two. He ain't lost 2 games in a row.
Yeah, they lost to
Oh,
Newcastle
same
midweek.
Carabao Cup. I bugged.
So they've lost to Newcastle with Isak. Really a game of 2 halves, and then they lose to Wolves with 1 shot on target against Wolves, and they win 2-1. Ranks. Is Rodri missing? Is that going to be the kryptonite to Man City? Because we've had Pep missing the dugout from his back surgery. We've had De Bruyne getting injured several times and him not being on the pitch. We've had maybe Haaland not playing certain games and they still win. Is Rodri it? Have we found it?
Rodri the glue.
Have we found it?
It might just be that because Calvin Phillips has come in and he's playing as if he hasn't played in 6 months, which technically he hasn't. So it's looking spooky. It's looking spooky for them. Rodri Binder, like he played 55 games last season, which is unheard of. It's insane. Mm-hmm. Pep Guardiola has clearly always shown like if Rodri's available, he's gonna play. Like I think even the FA Cup against Sheffield United when he played most of his second team, he still played Rodri. Like he is the glue in that team. Like defensively, he stops the transitions, and he's I don't know how he's popped up with a goal scoring gene. Now, if you find him on the edge of the box, he's putting the bottom corner. I don't know where that
bottom bins, passing it into the bottom bins.
I don't know where that came from, but yeah, if this is the perfect time for Arsenal to play City. Like I can't lie, like you don't gotta come out of that with a win. If you don't come out of this game at the Emirates versus a Rodri-less, a De Bruyne-less, Haaland, that's as much as he scored goals, he's off form. Like I don't think it's unfair to say he hasn't been as electric as he usually has been. He scored the goals, yeah, but there's just been a little bit of electricity that's been missing from his performances so far this season.
Mm-hmm.
I can't lie. This like if there's ever a time to face City, is now. It's now.
This is the problem that everyone has with you lot, especially you. I love how like when it's us, you can hold us to a certain standard. But hey, I agree with you anyway.
So what was that comment?
No. I did say I agree with you. I was gonna say what you said, but I just find it's so weird how it's easily like calm. Like yeah, you hold us to a certain standard, but with you, like that injury,
Are you facing a Rodri and De Bruyne-less?
No, I agree with what you're saying.
So there's no reason why you shouldn't be winning this game.
No, yeah, 100%. I don't think we should draw. I think we should 100% win. And if anything less than a win is a failure.
There we go.
No, but I always stand on mines. That's never been.
Last week he was.
What did I say last week?
We was talking about Arsenal. We was talking about expectations, and it was.
What did I say? I said we're supposed to win the league.
The crowd remember.
I said they're supposed to win the league. I've always stood on mines.
Crowd remember. That's what
I always stood on mines. You said you changed your mind after 7 games.
I never changed my mind. You
said you ain't gonna win the league. You said you ain't gonna win the league.
It's looking less likely.
It's looking less likely. You said you ain't gonna win the league.
My God is a weight maker.
You said you ain't gonna win You ain't winning the league. Bet me then. Bet me.
Huh? Bet you? Bet you what? What's the bet?
The bet is that you're gonna finish above Arsenal.
Don't worry about. I'm not worried about Arsenal.
You're going to finish. Okay, you're gonna win the league.
Put a 10 on the league. Put a 10 on the league.
Put a 10 that you're gonna win the league.
Yeah, 10 cool 10.
Bro, you ain't gotta do this for your pride, man. You ain't gotta do this for your pride, man.
Put a cool 10 that Arsenal win the league. I'll put a cool 10 United win the league.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So what happens if none win the league?
We give the money to charity.
Okay, and what happens if we win the league?
I'll give you the money. I'll do a forfeit as well.
Okay, no problem.
I'm happy with that. I'm not scared.
You are frightened. Up the stakes.
I'm not scared.
What? Up the stakes.
Up the stakes.
Yeah, up the stakes.
What do you want?
The thing is, I'm getting money either way. So, so whatever you can afford, text me. I don't want to embarrass you on this live. If we have, not gonna lie, if we win, I hope we read that for me, Banks, please.
I said the English isn't Englishing. Not gonna lie, if we win, I hope we know the masses are gonna spin it and say, no, Rodri.
I don't care.
100%.
I don't care. 100%. I really don't care. I don't care.
100%. But 3 points is 3 points. You take the 3 points and move on.
I just really wish Partey was back right now, you know, so much, because we'd be clear. I really wish Partey was back. FPL banks, before we sign off, please.
Oh,
FPL.
Horribly.
Just get through some of these comments. I think they're still from the Man United discussions. Too many excuses. I see what every man trying to do. The Zerbi, even the man at Wolves. I genuinely don't see anything from ETH. Oh, he's basically saying I see what everybody's trying to pop, like, but they don't see nothing from ETH. Mind you, we didn't get blessed with a checkbook. Fair enough, that's true. I think Arsenal didn't get it. From man first signed Anthony, he should be under review. Man. Yeah, nah, man. I think it's going to get to that state with Man United where you lot just drop out and stop caring about football by November. And like Ugo said it a long time ago last season, he said, you lot are just going to end up in Europa League with Liverpool. So it doesn't matter that you got Champions League, but we'll see.
Liverpool fans just so excited for someone to be with them. Just like, relax. You lot just enjoy your Europa League by yourself. Like, why are you always trying to drag people into it? Like,
Okay.
Enjoy it. Enjoy the journeys. Like, try and win it. Enjoy it, but don't drag us into it. Don't talk about us. We'll do our own thing. Let's do the thing. Let's do the All right, I'll start with man. Ferguson gave me 1 point. It's not looking great. Eze give me 6 points. Got a cheeky assist. Ghana gave me 2 points. I can't lie, that stock is getting sold. You're my boy, but the stock is getting sold. Madison gave me 2 points.
2 points.
And my final guy, Eze, Ferguson, Madison.
Why do you always forget?
Morgan Gibbs White gave me. He even came off the bench. Gibbs White gave me 1 point.
So mine was Nico Jack haven't played. They're playing on Monday. There's Liverpool boys.
Oh no, he's not. He's not.
No, the yellow cards. He's suspended.
I thought that Carabao Cup. No, he played in the Carabao Cup. You're completely correct.
Yeah,
he's suspended.
He's suspended for the Chelsea. He's suspended, so 0 points. The Liverpool boys, Szoboszlai. And McAllister.
Szoboszlai gave you 2 points. McAllister gave you 1 point.
Diaby gave me 8 points.
Yeah, he gave you something nice. Pause. 8 points for Diaby. Who's your final guy?
Diaby, Szoboszlai. Sorry about that. It's embarrassing.
Jackson, McAllister, and there's one more.
Oh, I can't remember. I've gone blank.
Also,
go to my
shout out Luton for getting your first win. Everton.
Yeah,
Everton.
shout out.
You're nasty. That's nasty business. Nasty business. I was wondering if it was going to be the first thing. It was even at home. That's nasty. That's real nasty.
I can't remember my last player. Yeah.
The brand player, Christopher Everton.
It's Garnacho.
Oh, yeah, you ain't getting this from that. 1 point.
That's why, because he doesn't play. That's why I don't remember him.
All right, people. It's been the final third. Thank you for locking with us this weekend. Big up Arsenal, 3 point collectors. One of the few of them in the top 6 this week.
It's normal, man. It's normal.
Rear view coming back this week. On a Wednesday. Make sure you lock in with us for that. I've been your host, Banks, joined by my ever faithful co-host, Lavish. Well, was you hosting?
I think I hosted.
Nah, I hosted.
All right, go on.
Shout out Julie. Back with us soon. Have a great night. Good night.
Enjoy your week.
David De Gea, 7 shots on target.
He say the
7
kid
goals.
like he's trying to wing this one into
Let's
the
go!
top.
Play now!
Oh, he's late it. It's him.